Hello everyone. Today I'm going to discuss prejudice. So what is prejudice? Prejudice is a preconceived negative judgment of a group and its individual members. It often arises from stereotypes, generalized beliefs about a group whether accurate or not. These stereotypes can lead to discrimination or unjustified negative behavior toward people based on their group membership. So there are two common forms of prejudice, which are racism, which involves prejudicial attitudes or discriminatory practices against a race, and then sexism, which does the same but based on gender. Prejudice can be explicit, conscious and intentional, or implicit, operating unconsciously through biases we may not even be aware of. For example, racial prejudice often stems from labeling and categorizing people, while gender prejudice involves stereotypes about how men and women should behave. Additionally, gay and lesbian prejudice continues to affect the lives of many, limiting their ability to live openly and comfortably. While explicit prejudice has decreased in recent years, subtle and implicit biases persist in various forms. So next is what are the social sources of prejudice? So prejudice often stems from our social environment. There are three main sources. Number one is social inequalities. Unequal social and economic status creates a hierarchy where those at the top justify their position by viewing others as inferior. Next is socialization. Prejudice is frequently learned from family, peers, and societal norms. For instance, children often adopt biases observed in their parents. Last is conformity. When prejudice becomes a societal norm, people may conform simply to fit in, even if they don't personally agree with it. So, religion can also influence prejudice when it is used to justify inequalities, but it can also challenge prejudice by promoting equality and compassion. Next is the motivational sources of prejudice. So now let's consider the psychological factors that fuel prejudice. First is frustration and aggression. According to the scapegoat theory, people may direct their frustrations at others when they feel blocked from achieving their goals. Next is realistic group conflict theory. This theory suggests that prejudice arises when groups compete for limited resources, such as jobs or housing. And then social identity theory, we derive a sense of identity from our group memberships, leading to in-group bias where we favor our group over others. So this need for belonging and status can push individuals to view out groups negatively, even when no real conflict exists. Next is the cognitive sources of prejudice. So our brains play a role in shaping prejudice through mental shortcuts. The first is categorization. We often simplify the world by grouping people into categories, which can lead to stereotypes and assumptions. And then we have the distinctiveness. We tend to notice people who stand out or deviate from the norm, creating exaggerated perceptions of their differences. And then attribution. The just world phenomenon leads people to believe the world is fair, causing them to blame victims for their misfortunes rather than examining systemic issues. Then next is the consequences of prejudice. So prejudice has real-world impacts that extend beyond unfair treatment. We have the discrimination's impact. When individuals are treated unfairly, it can lead to fulfilling prophecies where they begin to internalize negative stereotypes. Then we have the stereotype threat. The fear of being judged based on stereotypes can impair performance, reinforcing those very stereotypes. Then we have the bias in judgment. So strong stereotypes can cloud our ability to see individuals for who they truly are. So in conclusion, understanding prejudice is the first step in addressing it. While prejudice can feel ingrained, it's not unchangeable. By promoting equality, fostering empathy, and challenging our own biases, we can reduce prejudice in our community. Thank you for listening.